Alright, let's bring up camera one. Everybody settle. No barking tonight, poo-poo. Alright, 7 o'clock. Here we go. Let's bring in the pre-roll. And let's count it in. And here we go. And let's bring in the pre-roll. Here we go. Have a good show, everybody. Well, good evening, everybody. The day has come to an end. Here we are once again. I'm Frankie Ray. Welcome to Sundown. Hope you guys had a good day. Leia, no humping my leg during the show tonight, please. It's always very distracting. Yes. Come on, people now. Smile on me, brother. Everybody get together. We got some serious things to talk about tonight. Glad you guys are here. I am not normal. I do not claim to be, nor do I desire such. And yes, Washington is still a box full of dicks.
Some genius brought a box full of dicks, dropped them on the dance floor. The party froze quick, girl picked the dick up, held it high in the air, could have heard a pin drop. The party yelled, yeah! Box full of dicks, box full of dicks. A genius at the party brought a box full of dicks, box full of dicks, box full of dicks.
How you guys doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are. I'm pushing the buttons, trying to get my face on the damn screen. How you guys doing tonight? Here we go. Tonight we're going to talk about some interesting things. Oh, man, I'm pushing the wrong buttons. We are going to start you off. Welcome to Sundown. Tonight we're going to talk about dealing with loneliness during this, basically what feels like the end of the world. It might feel that way for you guys. Some days it feels that way for me. We have empty nesters. We have a lot going on, so let's get into it. Is there anybody in there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? Come on now, I hear you're feeling down. I can ease your pain, get you on your feet again. Relax, I'll need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? There is no pain, you are receding. A distant ship, smoke on the horizon. You're only coming to in waves. Your lips move, but I can't hear what you're saying. When I was a child, I had a fever. Good evening, friends. Welcome to Sundown. Tonight at Sundown, we discuss being alone at what feels like the end of the world. Most of us have become comfortably numb. We are in a war, my friends. Not the one you think, with a virus or politics or the New World Order or the cabal. Not the Republicans and not the Democrats. My friends, we're in a war with our very own minds. Some people are going to win this war. Alas, most will lose. We have been programmed to lose this war. Some people had a breakup, an empty nest, or just locked down alone. We can even be in a full house, a wife, husband, and kids, but still feel very much alone. while we are being assaulted with COVID-19, our jobs taken, restricted to our houses, forced to wear masks, not touch each other, can't invite friends over, go to a bar, a swimming pool, a movie. All the things that we did to escape loneliness are now taken from us. It almost feels like they are trying to break us down, to make us numb. But we are strong. We fought it for a long time. Now the walls are starting to close in. We've cried and cried and cried. We pray. We hope. We keep a positive outlook. Now we understand what it's like to be in prison, sentenced, isolated, the future unknown. How do we deal with this? The kids moving out. They're out there in the world during a pandemic. Politics in crisis. The moral fiber of America in shambles. Riots in the streets. Protests. Hell, you even purchased a gun. Day by day it feels like another piece of us dies. The summer's coming to a close. The whole summer is gone. We missed it. The thought of fall approaching, the leaves changing colors, falling off the trees, that familiar chill in the evening air, feels almost like death, like dying. It is almost unbearable knowing that the long winter months and the end of the year are just around the corner, knowing that the rain will soon start to fall. How are we going to get through this, my friends? We are going to continue to think, to understand, to fight. Yes, we are tired. We're worn the fuck down, but just the end of this round. We need to find things that inspire us, new things. If we cannot do the things we used to do, go to movies, the beach, go shopping, hang out with a friend, go to the dojo or the gym, we must find other things. Cooped up for months, thanks to COVID-19 pandemic, can take its toll on the strongest of human beings, pushing people further from us and leaving many feeling downright lonely. If the situation doesn't feel temporary, meaning you've noticed that your social circle has shrunk in the past few years, you're in midlife, it's important to understand that chronic loneliness can have a traumatic and a lasting impact on your body and mind. Monitoring, managing, and supporting the social aspects of our lives is an important way to maintain sound mental health, as stated by Dr. James O'Day. James is the vice president of the Hartford Healthcare Behavioral Health Network. During this time, it is even more important to utilize the supports you have in place or develop new ones. As social beings, humans need connection with others. Without it, research has shown that loneliness can affect our physical and our emotional health. This includes boosting our stress level, altering brain function, increasing heart problems and stroke risks, triggering depression and even suicide. There is no wonder that the suicide rates have shot through the roof, causing poor decision-making, decreasing memory, and spurring the progression of Alzheimer's disease, leading to antisocial behavior, causing substance abuse, defined by experts as feeling lonely more than once a week. Loneliness is more than just being alone. It is a state of mind in which you feel alone even if you're not, leaving you feeling empty, alone, and even unwanted, unloved, unworthy. This mindset causes people to exercise less, eat foods that are bad for them, sleep poorly, and experience daytime fatigue. It can also predispose us to premature aging by disrupting regulation of the body's cellular processes. One study determined that loneliness can hasten death by 26%. The fight, my friends, is no longer COVID-19. The fight is against loneliness. We must not fight the inner thoughts. or the lack thereof within our own minds. We are in a mind war, a war for our thoughts. Yet we yield to the enemy every day. Every time we turn on the TV, Netflix, Facebook, Twitter chat, whatever all that social media is, we use these things to keep our minds occupied. It's a form of escapism, like drugs, excessive sex. If you're alone, excessive masturbation. When we do not like the thoughts in our minds when we are alone, hell, there are many ways to escape. However, this does not fulfill us. Like a hit a crack. You need another in a few minutes, and soon there is no joy in it. It is only to stay awake, no high, no rush of adrenaline, no serotonin release, just emptiness. Fuck it, I'll buy some more. Yes, my friends, the new war is in our minds. That quiet, still place that we are trained to run from. Cobra Kai never dies. So we get angry. We clean the house. We make sure everything's meticulous. We do anything. We stay busy. We hit the punching bags. We put on loud music. Anything and everything we can possibly think of to drown out the inner thought that we are nothing. For deep down, we truly know that this is true. We are nothing but our thoughts. We yell, we get mad at those that disagree with us, have different political leanings, and we do the same to those that tell us the truth. And here we are, back in that cold steel cell of our thoughts. Well, now the government took most of the other distractions away from us as well. We have the internet. Fuck. Now they tell us what we can and can't talk about or not talk about or post. The rage on social media is at least better than listening to the thoughts that threaten to surface from our undistracted mind. Ah, fuck. Really? My own brain is going to start telling me shit I really don't want to hear? I can get that on Facebook. You know, loneliness seems to have increased in the United States. And it all seemed to start around 1985, partly due to the increased reliance on the internet for communication. Social media is a misnomer, too, since the number of people with no close friends has tripled in that time frame. How is this social? Experts note that having just a couple of close friends can make a huge difference in feeling unlonely, not lonely, the lack thereof of loneliness. Social interaction should be measured in quality, not quantity. I got 5,000 friends. I'm not lonely. If the pandemic was merely worsened your social situation and left you feeling more alone than ever, try stepping out of your comfort zone and addressing the loneliness. You can. Share like interests. While it may be challenging in the era of physical distancing, there are ways to connect with people who have the same interests. We don't have to talk about politics or the latest shooting. There are books, there's crafting, there's sports or community service. And still stay safe. It might take some creativity or the use of technology to enjoy each other virtually. If you venture around others, practice safe distancing and always wear a mask. Be lonely. Or make some changes. Be positive. It's understandable that lonely, isolated people expect rejection, but this is a time to summon a positive attitude and to keep on trying. Quality over quantity, my friends. If you can generate two connections that are meaningful with people who share your attitudes, interests, and values, well, that's better for you than dozens of acquaintances leveraging social media. The medium can help you reconnect with childhood friends, college roommates, or old flames. But it's up to you to move things beyond the impersonal words on the screen. even a video chat or a streaming yoga class in this time of pandemic-driven isolation is an improvement. It's actually kind of fun. You don't have to smell people. Apps can bridge the gap too. Netflix Party Connections. It connects you with friends to watch the same movie together, while House Party lets you virtually join others for games and other activities. What about empty nesters? It's an easy way to create and sustain friendship in the age of COVID-19. There's an article by a lady by the name of, I believe, Sherry Bender. Kind of went the ongoing coronavirus pandemic has given us a lot to be stressed out about. But when we look at and for silver linings, many of us would agree that the best moments have come from meaningful social interactions. People often remark that, I have so many friends. I'll be the first to admit I am very lucky. I live in a neighborhood where, hey, when COVID-19 closed off the world, my social circle of neighbors and friends, oh my God, they were within walking distance, and I was able to enjoy social distancing, driveway parties, and happy hours, and intimate, albeit 6 feet apart, conversations on the front steps, and we actually talked. It didn't really require much effort on my part. We were all craving companionship and keeping close to home. So I actually got to know my neighbors. I had a social date, and we didn't think about holding hands. As I ponder empty nesters, keeping connections will even be more valuable after the children leave home. Most people like to focus on 4 easy ways to create and sustain relationships, even in the age of COVID-19. I don't have children. However, 1, take a chance on a new friend. Reach out to someone the next time you're thinking about going on a hike or a walk or enjoying a meal outdoors. Why do it by yourself? Most likely a friend will jump at the opportunity to join you. We don't want others to know that we're lonely. But so are they. Don't get discouraged by a no from one friend. Continue down the list and be sure to include people you've always wanted to get to know better. One of my favorite stories of a friendship began with my last choice. I attended a friend's annual lobster party, complete with live music and other festivities. The musician asked the group who would come up and be backup singers. Pre-COVID memories, obviously. I asked each one of my friends at the table, and the answer was, "Oh, no, I don't sing, not me." To my right was a woman and a friend of a friend. She heard me ask every other person who declined my invitation. On a whim, I decided, why not ask this stranger to sing backup with me? And to my utmost surprise, this person said, okay. And we spent the next 10 minutes as the best backup singer-dancers you've ever seen. Well, at least that's what it felt like. This cemented our connection, and now one of the first people I think of for social plans is this person. My point is this. Don't give up if your regular group of friends can't or don't want to hang out during the pandemic. Maybe they're gripped in fucking fear. Broaden your circle and take a chance on a new friend. Number 2, phone a friend or relative. Often during solo walks, people reach out to a friend and talk on the phone to help pass the time. Sometimes they have a theme. Today I'll reach out to people from my circle of friends in the hemophilia community, whatever. And the next day I'll call friends on the West Coast or the East Coast or the South Coast or the Ivory Coast. I get my steps in for physical health, and conversation boosts my mental health. Surprise a friend or relative with a phone call, not a text or a tweet. My bet is they'll be happy to hear from us and touched that we took the time out of our day to check in. Oh, you're only calling me because you're in fucking COVID-19. Wait till that goes away. You won't call. It's a choice. Organize an in-person get-together. Zoom has its place, but nothing beats an in-person get-together. I get it. Consider inviting a select group of people over, whether it's 1 or 10 for your comfort zone, and curate your social responsibility party list. You can sit around the yard. Of course, you risk offending someone by leaving them out, but In times like these, real friends will understand your desire for many little social circles, and you can invite them for the next one. Some people have had wonderful, varied experiences during the pandemic, whether it be social distancing, 10 feet apart, masked with a friend, with underlying conditions, or a 6 feet apart, socially distanced happy hour for 4. How you doing over there? Let's do a shot. Ha! We're raging. Recently, a friend hosted a super fun social distancing musical thing of 10 in their backyard, with music, individual snacks, and a dance floor with X's drawn on chalk to mark social dance spaces. Flexibility is key to enjoying the new normal. We can give in and fight it, or we can say, hey, I'm going to make some lemonade, bitches. Come on over. Number 4, scale down. Instead of postponing or canceling a milestone event like I'm going to tomorrow, scale down. Some people have had milestones this summer. 30 years with their partner was originally going to be a beautiful romantic weekend nestled in the serene beauty of upstate New York, complete with couple spas and treatments and group exercises and retreats. Oh, we can't do that. Fuck it, we'll cancel it. No, the change of plans stung, and it stings. But they created a backyard retreat dinner, like my friend is doing tomorrow, and they have a live musician and a DJ, and the people will bring whatever they bring. And it will be truly special. It will be a pandemic highlight. What did you do during the pandemic, bitches? I got married. I had a social distancing party in my backyard, and we rocked that shit. I had nobody throw up on me because they were too far away, and I had a mask. I didn't have to smell it. Even Princess Beatrice turned her planned spectacular royal summer wedding into an intimate affair for 20. The Queen, of course, was in attendance, and all those closest to the bride and groom were there. The whole world doesn't have to be there for us to have a good time. We can all take a lesson that true love, or anything deserving of a celebration, does not need a large guest count to be meaningful. While we may need to reframe original expectations, smaller celebrations, at least for now, are the new norm as our social circles tighten. You guys remember back when we were younger and we'd have 5 or 6 friends over and we'd sit in the backyard and drink a beer and smoke a little weed and just hang out, play a little music, talk, have a good time, and we could hang out. And that shit was good. We got to know people. We had conversations. We did stuff. We don't have to touch each other. We don't have to take our clothes off home to have a good time. Oh no, we can dance and party all night. Drink a cherry wine. You guys remember that song? I love that song. Not a word from your lips. I'm going to have to rock that tomorrow night. Bill, I'm rocking. We don't have to take our clothes off tomorrow night. So never underestimate the power of human connection, my friends. We can give in to this shit or we can fight. Cobra Kai never dies. Cobra Kai never dies. Right, Luke? We all long for those pre-COVID days of unrestricted socializing. In the meantime, we can nurture real-life connections with friends. Even small efforts to reach out will undoubtedly reap large rewards. Take time, really get to know somebody, have a conversation. Even if you're a student, or your children are students and they will be living at home and studying online this fall, can still mean taking a little time for yourself to cultivate friendships. Sounds like a great thing for a next social girls or guys nights out. Cheers. Let's have a good time. Is anybody in the room? Because nobody has commented shit. Frankie's talking about being lonely. Let's go in and open up the call line just so that somebody might want to share a little bit of idea of why and how they're combating and dealing with loneliness in the COVID-19 political psychoism. Give me a call, 818-579-4651. I'm going to be honest, I've been guilty of sheltering in place, of locking myself in and not wanting to go out, running to the store, looking around like I'm, hey Sharon, how you doing, sweetie? Unafraid to interact. I've gotten this far. Once again, the call-in line is up, 818-579-4651. Give me a call if you'd like. I'll have to admit that I, have said to myself, you know what, it's better to stay in. I've gone this far. It's almost over. I can last another couple of weeks or a month. My friends were in a war of the minds. And it's unhealthy for us to not be around other people just because we can't be around them in the way that we want to be around them, in the old way. Change is the most constant thing in the universe as my dog starts humping my foot. Good thing it's under the... Oh, Leia. How you doing, Sharon? What's going on with you tonight? Everything going good? I hope it is. You guys are looking good there in your picture. So, Leia, here, just hump away, girl. See, you can have interactions with your dog. Oh, no, I don't like it. So that's what I'm going to start doing tomorrow. I'm going to DJ a intimate wedding reception party for my friend Bill. I'm glad you guys are good over there, Sharon. Leia, here, just hump my leg, sweetie. It'll be a social distancing thing, and come hell or high water, there are fighters or there are winners. And we need to decide what it is we're going to do. We're going to sit at home and fucking cry. Oh, my God, my friends and my kids are gone, and everybody and these people are driving us nuts. We can do that. You're more than welcome to do it, and you're justified in all of it. But there comes a time when we gotta stop crying and being afraid and bitching and wishing and hoping and saying, okay, the dam has broken. I'm not gonna sit here on this rock and watch the water go by, masturbating my loneliness and my situation. I'm gonna take initiative. I'm going to take these lemons and make lemonade. Rah, rah, sis, boom, bah, Cobra Kai never dies. Sorry, I'm watching that series, season 2 right now. Our world's changing, and we either change with it, we adapt with it, or we will be some of those people that don't make it. People are dying, people are killing themselves, people are damaging themselves because they are lonely and they are shut down. Do not go in quietly into that good night. We have to reinvent ourselves, my friends. We have to do everything we can do to remove the media, the social media, and the distractions that stop us from listening to that nagging voice that has been trying to speak to us, that we've been shouting out and distracting ourselves from for probably the last 25, 30, 35 years. Day by day, we find something more that we can truly hide from that voice. It almost feels like the government wanted to numb us. And maybe there is a silver lining in all of this, my friends. Maybe the cosmos and the universe and our historic destiny within our own lives in this individual thing called life decided, you know what? I'm just going to put the brakes on the world, and Atlas stopped spinning the world and said, whoosh, everybody needs a time fucking out. Now we can sit in the corner and we can look at the spot on the wall and la 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 and sing a million songs, or we can take this time out and use it for what it's best used for, in my humble opinion. We can use it to turn inside and reflect on what is true in this thing called life and what is really real. Are our jobs really real? If they weren't giving us money, would we show up every day? 1% of the population can say, yeah, I do it for free. The rest of us do it so that we can come home at night and live in our houses and have our cars and our internet and our phones and all that stuff. Do we need $1,000 phones? I have 8 televisions. Maybe it's a good thing, this COVID-19, that we're all being forced to take a timeout. And what are timeouts designed to do, my friends? Are they not designed to make the child go and slow down the roar in their mind and the anger and have enough time to stand there and think about it and burn it off and come to an understanding? A place where they stop and go, well, I probably really shouldn't have done that. And I don't want to continue to look at this spot on the wall because it's not moving. So timeouts are designed for the child to think about actions and consequences and things they could have done instead of what they chose to do. And maybe this timeout is designed for us to be lonely so that we're not thinking externally outside of our bodies, so that we have to turn in. Well, maybe that's not the case. Maybe there is a whole other agenda. But why can't we use it to our advantage? We have this time that we can stop in an insane world that's been spinning out of control morally, financially, fiberish, is that a word? Fiberish. Maybe that's on the culinary section. When was the last time you went camping? Or just sat on the beach without any music? And that's why we go there. More negative ions. It's quiet. There's no distractions. We work all week, and then we go for the weekends to have fun or to go someplace quiet where there's no distractions. We go on vacations to get away from the noise, and we go to exotic places where it's quiet and there are no distractions. And we sit on the beach and we listen to the ebb and flow of the water and the pull of the primordial soup because it is soothing. And why? Because that rhythm is quiet. You're probably like me, and you're tired of it being fucking quiet. I'm over the quietness. I've reached inside and I've found my wah once again. I am in tune. I'm over it. I want to let the good times roll. Well, the good times aren't rolling yet. Summer is soon ending, and we need to find ways to make it through the next section. Maybe we've exhausted our ideas of what we can do. How many of you have wanted to learn how to play a music instrument? Raise your hand. Okay, all 4 of you, raise your hand. How many of you have wanted to write that great American novel? Write a song, paint a painting, read the Encyclopedia Britannica. I can do that online, Frankie. The point I'm making is we have the time now. And most of us argue on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We watch porn, we watch movies. We do anything and everything to distract ourselves from the reality that we are in a timeout. What do you think, Sharon? Now, I know it can be challenging. Finding new and interesting things to do. It's been, 6 months now that we have been in our little timeout, and that dot on the wall is really getting old. I've written a bunch of new songs. Most of them are useless, but I'm learning to play the keyboards more than the basics of what I understood. Call-in lines open 818-579-4651. Here's my number in a dime. You can call me anytime. Call me if you need someone to talk to. You know, Facebook has video chat. And you guys are aware of this, you video chatted with friends. Well, you can video chat in a private group with up to 50 other fuckwads that are lonely. Last month, I had a video chat with a bunch of my family, and it was a lot of fun. There's 50 of us all on the screen, and the more people that come in, the smaller the little screen gets, and everyone's talking and chatting, and we can't see each other, we can't hug each other, but we can now have a video chat with 50 other people. Why not have a high school reunion? Why not take everybody at work that's now at home and set up a video chat and all work together at the same time? It's kind of like being at work. I just thought really nasty things. You know damn well somewhere someone's having an online 50-person orgy. You know that shit is happening somewhere. Why do I always go below the belt? Because it's human nature. Why not do something like that? Used to be party calls. You guys, I don't know. You probably got to be over 50 to remember party lines on the telephone. Call-in line is 818-579-4651. Talking with a friend last night after the show, and she's in a 3-bedroom house, and her children have left, and dating's kind of useless in COVID-19. People aren't really looking for meaningful relationships. They're looking for a COVID buddy to get through this, and then once life starts again, if it ever does, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be gone. My advice to her at the time was, sweetheart, don't expect it to get better because it's probably not going to. COVID shit's here. It's going to stay. We're going to have a second round. There are bigger plans and agendas coming at us that are beyond our control. They are moving us toward an agenda that has been laid, and the plans have been laid for a very long time. So our lives and the world is changing. This generation doesn't like what the next generation's morals are, the music is, and that was the same for our parents and their parents and their parents. Maybe it's time for us to just say, you know what? Maybe we should turn the world over to the new changes and the next generations. Roll with the changes, baby. You know, you got to keep on roll. Because change is the most constant thing in the universe, and the worst thing that can happen to us as we get old, just like our parents, is we don't change. We don't listen to the new music. Fuck that shit. I'm Ellie, you whining little bitch. I need some rock and roll or some Pac or some Biggie or, some Eazy-E. That was the good shit. Now they just whine. I'm not going to listen to that. As middle-aged people, I think it is conducive for us to not continue doing the things and hobbies that we are already good at. And the reason we do those is because we fundamentally understand. Why would I want to start something new? I'm not good at it. I'm going to be awkward. I'm going to be unhappy with it. I've spent all these years developing my golf game. Why should I take up tennis? I'm going to suck. I don't have all the skill sets that I used to have when I was younger. I'm going to have to learn something new and start at the bottom. I've spent a lot of money, time, effort, and practice to get to where I can compete and hold my fucking head up high. Well, what happens is you create new brain cells. And there is nothing fundamentally better for a human being to do is learn something new. Remember the joys of learning something new and struggling and figuring it out and getting better and being, oh, I'm going to get this. I'm not going to give up. I got this. And you slowly but surely get better. And then you stand, you look back and you go, shit. Who bad? Cobra Kai never dies. In watching Cobra Kai, of course, being an analytical, anal type of human being, I'm watching the subtext in the storyline. And the subtext in this particular storyline is that everybody can change and do the right thing and have compassion. And just, it's interesting because the writers are presenting to the actors and the audience that these people want to change. However, their old thinking keeps coming back and biting them in the ass. Danielle and I, we don't hate each other. You know, I kind of like the guy, but I can't like him because he's my mortal fucking enemy from when I was 11. And the underlying theme is the audience is saying, guys, why don't you just sit down and say, hey, bro, you know, that was a long time ago. We're different human beings now. Why don't we put that behind us and get to know each other now? And that starts to happen. It starts to happen. And then some shit goes down and everybody goes whoosh, back to their old points of views and opinions. Oh, no, I don't like that. I can't hang out with you. You said you like Trump. You said you're a Democrat. Oh, no, we're not going to get along. So maybe it's time for us to look at ourselves and say, you know what, I got a lot of flaws too. I'm not, you know, Mr. Squeaky fucking Teflon clean guy over here either. I can work on things. I can be more compassionate. I can have more empathy. I cannot walk by that homeless person because I don't have time and I don't want to see it. If I don't give them anything because I don't have nothing, I can at least look them in the eye and say, hey, man, I don't have anything to give you, but I wanted to say, I hope your day is better. And it doesn't matter what comes out our mouths. What matters is we look them in the eye and remind them that they exist on the planet. They are human, and we see them. There is nothing worse than when to be the unseen. And we sit so long in our houses, my friends, that it starts to make us wonder, fuck, do I really exist? Am I alive? Because there's nobody coming around that is validating that, yes, I actually exist, because we all live in our own individual consciousnesses and realities. We've spoken of this many times. Reality happens to the individual. It only becomes a common agreement when more than one person looks at it and says, that's a white and red pen. And somebody agrees, yes, that's a white and red pen. No, it's actually some plastic and some fucking ink put together, but we, in our a title, it is a white and red ink pen. What it really is not that, but reality is two human beings agreeing on the same thing. When we don't have that, are we alive? So next time we walk by a homeless person, why not look at them and just give them that? No disgust, no, you stink, you're worthless, you I don't want to see it. I don't want to recognize it. I don't want to acknowledge that it's happening around me everywhere. Because why? I might end up there myself, and I sure enough fuck don't want to contemplate that shit. Let me get where I'm going. No, I don't have any money. I'm on my credit card. We're all human beings, and we all are dealing with some serious fucking psychological war. And a lot of it is outside of us, but a lot of a lot of it is what we're saying in our own minds. Our own deepest fears are coming up and affecting what we do and how we treat other people. And I know this because I battle it every 30 fucking seconds. Somebody in AA a long time ago said something that's always stuck with me. We're not responsible for the thoughts that come into our minds, but the ones we hang on to, the ones we continue to fester. If someone we don't know calls us an asshole, it's like, whatever, bro. Have a nice day. If someone we know calls us an asshole, that has meaning. That has weight. You know I'm not an asshole. Why are you calling me an asshole? And we take all of those people away in isolation in COVID-19, and all we're left with is our biggest, deepest, and darkest fucking fears. That positive, Johnny, happy-go-lucky, positive fucking guy sitting on my shoulder, that guy was gone by like March 30th. 2 weeks of me sitting in the house going, oh, shit. Okay, I got to get the bug out bag, and I'm a military guy, so I got to prep this and that and the other thing and the water and get all this stuff together and the weapons, and okay, what if they attack the house? I got to do this. Once that stuff was over, I was like, okay, I'm ready. Bring it, bitches. Cobra Kai. Never die. Okay. I better watch some Facebook. So I wanted to have this conversation tonight because I see it going on with my friends. I see it going on in the strata of society. I hear it in my own mind. And I know if I allow it to continue, it will take me back to smoking fucking crack. And that's not happening. I got 24 years coming up. Yeah, 24 and a half now. But what we don't realize, my friend, is other people are lying to you, and they are lying to me. How you doing? I'm okay. And we move on. Nobody is okay. And it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm really fucking struggling, bro. I'm trying to keep a stiff upper lip, and I'm looking for work, and I'm doing my thing, but my brain is freaking the fuck out. Yo, the walls are closing in. I'm trying to chase them away, and I'm trying to be busy, but man, I just wanted to get that off my chest. Thank you, because it just feels like it's only me. It's not only you. I got wealthy. I had a multimillionaire text me the other day and say, hey, Frank, how did he preface it? Hey, Frankie, I'm looking for a bailout. Do you have know anybody who wants to owe me a favor, or who wants me to owe them? I was like, there's nobody back there, bro. Hey guys, anybody got like 50 grand? Oh, no. Imagine having had the money. Because Hollywood shut the fuck down. Imagine being a producer on one of these shows, and you got the house, you got the car, you got the mortgages, the 2 wives, the kids, you're rocking and rolling, making bank. You on fire. COVID-19 going to shut you down. Money stops coming in. Mortgages don't stop. Kids don't stop. That money runs out fast. And they got egos. They're bona fide. They can't possibly allow anybody to know that they're hurting for money and they're getting ready to sell shit. Other people out there are just as worried as you and I. What's going on? It's about perception and fighting our own egos. Exactly, my friend. Pride and ego are the hardest things to let go of. I don't agree with you because none of us have any anymore. It's gone. Oh, what went wrong? I better learn how to face it, it's gone. Oh, I'll pay the devil to replace it. It's one of the greatest times and the most empowering. I wrote a poem about it when I was at my lowest. I think I shared it on Facebook a couple weeks ago. Let me see if I can remember it. I know not all that's in this world. All I know is what I am. My love, my hopes, my dreams, my fears. The way I feel inside. I am not rich, nor smart, nor wise. I have the things I've learned. Some people search for higher things, and for those things I yearn. I know not all that's in this world. All I know is what I am. My love, my hopes, my dreams, and my fears. I'm only but a man. And I wrote that sitting on top of the parking structure on Pico in Beverly Hills while I was sleeping in the transformer room, and I had just finished DJing at Marinos of Beverly Hills, and I'm looking out over Century City, and I wrote that because I was taken down to the bare minimum. I had no pride, I had no joy, I had nothing. And that's what was there when I got to that place. And I've been homeless a couple times intentionally. Won't go into that, but when you have shit, you have pride and you have ego. When you have accomplishment, you have something to keep you up, motherfucker. You don't know who I think I am. I'm Frankie motherfucking Ray, bitches, and Cobra Kai never dies. When all that shit's taken from you, all you're left is your love, your hopes, your dreams, and your motherfucking fears, and the way you feel inside. And until you've been broken down to that place, we lie to ourselves. And maybe COVID-19 is breaking us down to that place. Hey, AJ, how are you, brother? Pride and ego is easy to get rid of if you just accept Jesus. I agree wholeheartedly with you, my friend. And that's another thing. Maybe God said, motherfuckers, I banish you. I banish you. Let me do this in the God voice. I banish you to the desert of your living room. Think about your transgressions. Now, my whole life, I'm just going to be honest, my whole life I have fought against God and Jesus. I don't want you guys. You're not fun. You tell me to not do all the shit I like. I like drugs. I like pussy. I like fighting. I like taking shit. Yeah, that ended me up in a 5x6 cell for 6 months. And a felony. Why is God a bad guy? He's not telling us to do bad things. Not saying rape, kill, pillage, burn, steal, be a dickhead. Saying be a quality human being. Have morals, be kind. Give. But that's not the nature of the world. So I got to function in the world. They're just going to see me as a target. They're going to come after my ass. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country. Is something we used to type in military typing class because it uses the entire alphabet. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of their country. Well, now may very well be the time for all good human beings to come to the aid of their motherfucking souls. Hey, bro. It's God. Finally got your attention. Wanted to let you know I've always been here. And while you're in this dark place, I'm still here. know you've been fighting against me, using that ego thing. I know you've been using your pride, but now you're just lonely as fuck, aren't you? All by yourself up in your living room and you're tired of Netflix. I'm still here. And to be honest, I'm not trying to preach, but I'm just trying to look at it logically. What are we left with? They took everything else. All we got left is our stuff. Now they gave us a moratorium on rents until January. Only have to pay 25% of rents. Don't have to pay your power, electric, and water. They can't turn that shut off. So now we got more incentive to just sit here. And there's a couple of things we can continue to do. This is what's on the schedule. Sorry, let me be English. This is what's on the schedule. The schedule. We can continue to distract ourselves with Netflix and internet and anything else. We can turn inward and work on ourselves as human beings in an art form, or do some of the things we've always wanted to do. Or we can stop and say, you know what, let me revisit this God thing. And option one, that's cool, that's nice, we're distracted. Option two is a good option. To know thine own self, to thine own self be true, is always a good, sound thing that all of us have deviated from in our adult, busy, important fucking lives. That third option, man, that makes us really look at some shit, doesn't it? I gotta listen to that internal voice. Oh, fuck. Man, shit's bad enough. But just think about a place. I mean, how good would it be to have an address that we could go to and just dump off all of our shit? Hey, you know what? I'm bringing all my shit. They said I can dump it here. Take my shit. I'm dropping it at your feet. Well, from my understanding, that's what Jesus says. Lay your burdens at my feet. I'll handle them. Don't fucking worry about it. I got you, Holmes. Doesn't that kind of make us depend on somebody else? I don't know. Doesn't that make us feel weak? All I know is this, my friends. A lot of us are, whether we admit it or not, we're lonely, we're afraid, we're worried, and we're concerned. There are threats all around us. We got a dickhead in the White House. We got dickheads getting ready to potentially go in the White House. The race for the next presidential seat is a dickhead race. Which of the biggest dicks are going to win? Either way, there's a cock in the White House. Not a whole lot of options. So it may very well be time for us to get honest with ourselves. Who am I? And who are these people that I call friends? And maybe I should put some of my shit, ego, and pride, and fear aside and say, you know what? I'm a flawed human being. And you want to come over and socially distance in the backyard and hang out with a flawed human being? And I think you might find a lot of people will say, yeah, I'm dealing with my flaws too, and we can be flawed together. And we might, just might, in the copious, unending loneliness of this COVID-19, find ourselves that person we lost, that person that was 8, 9, 10, that used to think about everything and contemplate everything. We may just grow up back to our 11-year-old wondrous selves and find what the basics are. And within that, we just might get right with God. And we just might find that God wasn't a bad guy who didn't want us to have fun and have things, that God was abundant and wants us to have everything. And I'm sure there's a lot of fear in having everything, because we've been struggling so long in our lives and fighting against the wolves at the door and the bills and the work and the shit and keeping up with the Joneses, that we forgot what it's like to just be in contentment. Wow, what am I going to do when I don't have my stress to hold on to? My fear and my angst and my anger, that's what motivates me. It's what drives me, is my anger. Fuck. Who am I if I don't have that? The drama and the stress and the shit. I'm at contentment. And the brain goes, I won't go there. But who are we if we don't have our shit? We are nobody but our thoughts. So, my friends, we are at war, and we're at war with nobody, no politician, no virus. We are at war with our minds, and we have always been at war with our own thoughts. We are our own worst enemies. How fucking profound is that statement? Maybe it takes you 58 years to get there. What do you think, AJ? AJ said, hey, it pays $4.50 a day. Has Frank got off his meds again, anyone? Frank hasn't been on meds in a long time. Maybe Frankie should take some fucking drugs and get his brain to shut off from all these deep thoughts. I don't do this show for you guys. I do this show just so I can masturbate my own emotions and my own thought process and come to a conclusion. My hour's up. I'm going to go feed my dogs, walk my dogs with my mask, trying to stay away from people, and continue to contemplate what is this thing called life. What was it today for you? How many fearful thoughts did you have? How many old girlfriends or boyfriends have you guys reached out to? I've reached out to many of them. It's not what I want to hook up. Just wanted to check in. And I tell you, it was fulfilling, and every single time it was healthy. Wow. Man, do you remember when? Yeah, we had such a good time. We don't really talk about the bad parts. Everybody always talks about the good shit. Hey, do you remember when? What do you want? I don't want anything. It's just been 30 years, and you crossed my mind, so I thought I'd call and see how, life turned out for you. How are you? I'm okay. I'm married. I got 3 kids now. And really? 3 kids? How old are they? And pretty soon you're talking like your old friends again. You realize you were a dick. Yeah, I cheated on you. I was a dog. I stand corrected. Allow me to apologize. 3 kids, really? And it was good. It was healing. It was like letting go of something that's been sitting there on the back. Get off. I'm lighter. So maybe it's a good thing for us to understand that we are lonely and we are flawed. And it's okay to be lonely and flawed and hopeless. Sometimes we got to get broke down to a hopeless place, to where all the hopes and the desires and the goals and the dreams go away, and we sit there broken at the feet of God, and He says, okay, now that I got your attention, let's begin again. But with the wisdom of our lifetime of experiences on what not to do behind us, how can we fail if we start over again and do things with the zest and the zeal and the chutzpah that we had when we first started, when we were young and unstoppable, when it didn't matter how many times we failed, we just dug in deeper and drove on more. if we start again with a clean slate, but the knowledge and the wisdom of our lifetime of experience, how can we not go 10 times as far? It is a golden opportunity for us right now. How dare you fucking waste it, Frankie Ray, you fucking schmutz. What does schmutz mean? Does anybody know what a schmutz is? I've just used it and said it for a long time. Anyway. To look up or to spiral down. Some people search for higher things, and for those things I yearn. I'm like a fucking yo-yo. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like a yo-yo. My brain is motivated, and then I'm like, oh, God, I'm getting nowhere. I'm such a shit. Oh, I've done so many shitty things in life. No one's going to love me. All right, here we go. I got this. Like a yo-yo. And I think everybody's that way. I think we're all going to be just fine. But I think there's nothing wrong with going back down to zero. I think it will be the healthiest thing for the human race to start over. I wish someone would drop an EMP on the entire planet and take away electricity, and we all got to start again. But we know now. We know. If you've never been homeless or in jail for 6 months, I highly recommend it. I really do. That's what I like about earthquakes, because everyone's equal for that moment while the earth's shaking. The rich, the poor, the smart, the intelligent, the homeless, the dirty, the stinky, the whores. Everybody is the same, wanting to survive. And it's interesting, a psychological study, as you and you'll see Wall Street business people huddled with homeless people going, holy shit, that was really fucking intense. You're good, I'm good. We're okay. And then slowly they start to crawl back up to their stature, and nice to meet you. So maybe it'll be good for us to slow the fuck down and take a time out. And understand that because we are alone is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing. If you're alone in your big house, run around butt naked and put your roller skates on and skate through the house and do whatever you want. Piss in a cup and a Gatorade bottle and don't clean the toilet. Whatever you want to do. You're alone. You're not accountable. And find yourself again. Rebuild yourself. Take yourself to the pit of nothingness and rebuild something fucking glorious. You can do it. Or we can turn on Netflix or drink some alcohol or smoke some weed or do some ecstasy and give us a false feeling of grandeur and joy. Or we can throw ourselves at the feet of God and say, I'm broken. I got nothing. Rebuild me a healthy human being that's compassionate, loving, giving. Thank you for spending this hour with me. I always enjoy our talks. I hope you do as well. I hope you come back. I cannot on Monday. I cannot do tomorrow night because I am going to do Bill's wedding reception down in Anaheim by Disneyland. So that's where I will be. I think the dancing starts right at 7 o'clock. So when we would normally, maybe I will go live on my phone and share it with you guys while we're down there. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you Monday, and I hope you got something out of my ramblings this evening. Sing it with me. You are so beautiful to me. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye-bye. Can't you see? Box full of dicks. Box full of dicks.